Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda, and if you're new here on my channel, I usually talk about Japanese movies, dramas, entertainment. Sometimes I tap into other Asian pop culture topics as well. And for today's video, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics to discuss here on my channel, number I. Now, today is July 7 as I'm filming this, which is also the celebration of jinguji coming back. They have joined to be in this very day and have announced their return, this new chapter of their careers, and that's why for me, July 7 will always be special. Of course, along with October 15th, which is number I's official formation date and the day that Kishi joined them. But it was just like for the past months leading up to July 7 last year, things were super uncertain and it was really sad, especially with what happened prior. If you know, you know. So like just having that new beginning and knowing where they are and that, you know, they're actually at the starting point again of something that means so much. Like that meant so much to me as a fan, and I would always hold this day to a special importance. And I just absolutely like, I've been watching the to be continued 02 video yesterday, as well as kind of like the to be continued 05, which is the one with Kishi. And I know, like every time I feel sad or every time I need something to, like every time I miss number I or all these other things, I just watch those videos and it reminds me so much of how far they've come in just less than a year of being active as a unit. Like they've done Coachella, they've had ads even in my own home country, which I've posted here on my YouTube channel as well. And they've been in the cover of magazines, had all these ads, and have just so many things going on for them. Looking forward to the album as well. Looking forward to the Amazon Prime stream of the Ariake performances. So yeah, and before we actually move on to me reacting to their debut performance of Square One in Music Day, let's talk about my mini magazine haul first. So I got their Numero Tokyo. I absolutely love them in white shirts. I've always loved it, whether it's like their casual looks or just something like this for a cover shoot. I absolutely love this. I've read the interview as well, and as usual, like they're always very fun when they're together. A lot of like casualness in the conversations. Absolutely love that. I also got their double cover of ELLE. So this is for ELLE's 35th anniversary as well. So they've always been in like anniversary issues of magazines, even back when they were KP. So it was nice to like have them in ELLE. I like both covers, but I think this one is absolutely my preferred version. They just look super nice and super fresh here. Like look at just let's appreciate Kishi for a second. Like sure, Jin, you look nice, but Kishi in this one. And one of like my favorite photo from this photo shoot is also Kishi's. I just think like, you know, he looks really nice. Let me just browse through that really quick. But I love fashion magazines. I just enjoy reading it a lot as someone who loves beauty and fashion. So having them here is also something that I really love. And let me just show you like this photo of Kishi right here. Absolutely love it. Obsessed with that photo. The first time that I saw that, I almost gasped. Like I almost gasped because it was like late night when I saw that. So it was like an almost. I had to stop myself so that I wouldn't make too much noise. But my favorite would definitely be Shaw's solo Vogue cover. Now, from what I've been reading, apparently he's the first solo male artist to be in the cover of Vogue Japan, which I think is really amazing. And I absolutely just love the photo that they chose for this one. I think he looked really good. The concept of the LV collection that he was wearing here is Western cowboy. And I wasn't a big fan of that collection in general, but I think they chose really good outfits for show to wear for this shoot. And I just really love reading about like his thoughts on things, and I've always loved reading his interviews, and I'm really glad to like have this. And I think my favorite photo would definitely be this one. Actually, I can't choose between this one and I think this one right here. But overall, I love the feature that they've done for show, not just for the magazine itself, but kind of like even the behind the scenes one, when they talk about, you know, how he was in the shoot, and they were talking about he has this certain charisma in him that is befitting of being the leader of the new era. I think that's absolutely amazing the way that they phrased that. And I don't know, and I think they have another magazine coming up for Cut. So I'm just super excited overall about all these other things that has been happening with them. But yeah, now I know that you're here for the Square One reaction, so let's finally get to that. Jin looks absolutely good in this intro. The way he squints his eyes right there. And can I just say that I've always been a firm believer of Jinguji as a rapper. Ever since I heard him in their first concert in KP, that was the moment that I noticed him. I think I've talked about this in previous videos before. Out of Number I, he's my favorite rapper out of the three of them. I think that they each have their kind of like unique vocal styles, and when it comes to like these types of raps where it's chill, very similar to their Isai Gasai performance with Creva in FNS. I think Jin is definitely my favorite rapper out of the three of them. He sounds the most natural when it comes to these types of music variations. And I don't know, like I absolutely love this first 30-second intro of him like doing the intro for Square One. Obviously, he was the one who produced this song. And so like aside from him producing the song, I just think that it fits his vocal style really well, like most of the rapping parts for this particular track. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. Yeah, I just absolutely love the way that he's sounding. There's this level of confidence that he does it as well that really adds to the attitude of, it doesn't sound too cocky or excited, but it just sounds like really cool and chill, and it has that kind of like vibe in him. And I know, like I just absolutely love Jin's rapping. I've always been a firm believer of it, and I'll always stand by it no matter what other people say. I've been a firm believer of Jinguji rapping since day one. I have thoughts about this. Okay, now let's start with the technical part first before I actually start gushing about certain stuff. So with the technical parts, I think that the backtrack of the song is too overwhelming, like for a live studio performance, because sometimes what they do is they use backtracks for this and then they're singing live. But because the backtrack for Square One is a lot louder than expected, the backing vocals are kind of like overwhelming the actual vocals of Kishi and Sho, and they are the ones singing the parts that has the most kind of like backing vocals to it. And so I can barely hear them. I have to turn up the volume just so I can hear them sing. And if you listen closely, like you can hear that they sound really good as usual, as expected. But it's just a shame because you really have to listen in. And while watching the performance for the first time, obviously that's not something you can do because you're focusing on the whole performance itself. So I don't know, like it just sounds kind of like, I just felt a little bit sad that I can barely hear them. But overall, with the presence and the delivery that they're doing in the performance, it kind of like salvaged it. But again, I can barely hear them singing here. And I think Kishi kind of noticed because he kind of like glanced at Sho, but also was kind of like gesturing or trying to like casually tap through his ear monitor. So I was thinking that maybe he wasn't hearing himself as well, and I think that was because of the backtrack. And with Number I, they love reviewing their performances, so I'm sure that they're gonna remedy this eventually in like future performances. But yeah, I just think that overall, like the backtracks were overwhelming their actual vocals and their live singing in this performance. And I'm just really glad that at least we can hear Jin through, because with Jin's parts there are lesser backing vocals in his, like when in his turn, so we can really hear him clearly. And I think that's also the reason why Sho and Kishi was kind of like cuffing their mics more, so that we can hear them a lot. But again, the backing vocals or the backtrack is kind of like a lot louder than it is. So yeah, it's to nobody's fault. Like, it happens in live performances and in studio performances, but yeah, that's just how it is. So that's one thing to take note of. Now when it comes to like the gushing part, I just absolutely love their energy here. They're just kind of like vibing, which is the vibe of Square One in the first place. Like, I'm glad that they didn't do something complicated when it comes to the choreography for this one. It's just nice and chill. And then I just need a moment to focus on this. I was so obsessed with Shaw's energy in that particular part. Actually, for the entire part for Square One. I've always loved it whenever, like, I love whenever he's dancing dynamically, doing all these intense choreographies and stuff like that. But I just couldn't explain the feeling I get whenever I just see him vibing through the music. Some of my favorites from when they were in Kipuri back then, where if they're dancing to No.O Te Kokoro, or what's this one song? I completely forgot. But there's also this Bubbles and Troubles. There's this song during their which concert was it? Was it Resense where they had Bubbles and Trouble? Where he was just vibing through the music, and I can feel like my mind blowing just watching that, and then seeing him do it here in Square One. Just him kind of like let's just like backtrack that. The turn, and when I saw their photo, like the photo that Music Day posted of them, and I saw that he has sunglasses on his belt loop, I know that I was in for just very cool visuals. Like, he's always loved sunglasses, but he's been wearing sunglasses in performances a lot lately, and I just absolutely love it. And for this one as well, like, it's different from the sunglasses that he's been wearing in other performances. And that's the thing with Sho is, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of his kind of like casual personal style, when it comes to performance styles, he knows how to make it cool, and he knows how to change up looks so that it would fit the vibe of the music. And it's the same with this one. Like, I don't know, I just absolutely love the vibe of the red sunglasses, and with this song and the all dead okay, anyways. Okay, just looks so, and again, just the overall energy. I love Jin's little thing right here. Let's move back a little bit. The way Jin is just kind of like vibing and dancing to the music right there, so cute. And again, I really love that we can hear Jin's vocals through this. So it's not just a rapping, but also like the variation of his actual singing voice. Can hear it in the song as well. Really, really love that. Kishi just being smiley in performances lately is something that I'm also very, very much obsessed with. I love that there's a Kaito Uchiwa right there as well. And again, I just love the very nice, like, cool energy that they have. And again, I absolutely love how like each of their voices have different tones to them. Like you know exactly who is singing in this song, and sometimes that happens, but there's less harmony in the music that it feels kind of like jarring. But for them, for some reason, it still kind of like works. And this isn't just my bias talking, but sometimes there are songs, even if I absolutely love the artists in general, like if I listen to a song and I feel like there's not a lot of harmony in the song, I usually just skip it. But for them so far, I think they found the right balance of the differences in their vocals and how they make it work for a specific track. Now, I wouldn't dive deep into Bond because I've done a bunch of Bond videos already. But I will say this. I love the level of aggression that they put into this Bond performance. I think it's absolutely flawless as usual. I think Bond with the handheld mics is just really something else because it's not easy to do that kind of choreography and also be holding a mic and just singing. And again, for some reason, like whenever they sing this, I think Shaw's vocals just get lower and lower and lower. But overall, and I absolutely love that part with Shaw's isolation. Always been obsessed with it. Never will not be obsessed with it. I think that he added that level of just heaviness and just energy to it in this particular performance that I absolutely love and enjoy. There's a level of like attitude and cockiness in that particular part of the performance that just brings it to this whole new energy for me, and I really love and enjoy seeing them that. And just overall, I just enjoy their performances of Bond in general. Like they promoted this song to the nines, and I have no issues with that at all. At all, I'm super excited as to how Inazuma or their other B-side songs are going to turn out. And I think it would really showcase like the differences when it comes to their production styles. Because for Bond, for some reason, it really reeks of show, like the vibe of it. And I'm curious as to how Jin is like as a producer, because so far from the past experiences with Jin, like he's really good when it comes to like ballads and staging and all these other things. So I'm so curious as to where his production of a song will lead, especially it's a lead track for their first album as well. And for Kishi, I'm also curious because I really love No Yes. It's one of my favorite songs from the mini album. And so overall, I'm just really pumped whenever, because I know how involved they are when it comes to their music. And so it's always so exciting to see their styles seep through each and every performance, and also like in consideration of each other's different vocal styles. And there's just so much to look forward to when it comes to Number I each and every single time, and I absolutely just can't stop. Like I just absolutely love making content about it. So there's that. Yeah, so with that said, tell me down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this performance? I know that it's too short, but I still love it, and I can't wait to see like the fuller version of it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon in a new one. Bye!